Imagine this. You're walking through the Nevada desert. 120 degrees, nothing but sand and silence for miles. And then you see it, a bank, standing completely alone. No windows, no doors, just concrete walls holding up nothing. This was supposed to be the next San Francisco. 10,000 people, electric lights, a stock exchange. They built it to last forever. It lasted 5 years, 1904. Two broke prospectors named Shorty Harris and Ed Cross are dying of thirst in the Nevada desert. They stop to rest, frustrated, exhausted, nearly broken. Shorty kicks the ground in frustration. That kick changed everything. The ground was paved with gold, not nuggets, entire veins of it, running through the hills like nature's own bank vault. Within weeks, the largest gold rush of the early 1900s was underway. And here's the part nobody tells you. Most of the people rushing here weren't miners. They were investors, bankers, stock speculators, men who'd never held a pickaxe in their lives, but they knew a money printer when they saw one. They came in suits, stepping off trains into 110-degree heat, already calculating returns before they even saw the hills. Rhyolite didn't grow. It exploded. 1905, 50 people. 1906, 2,000 people. 1907, 10,000 people. And these weren't tents and shacks. We're talking 3-story buildings, electric streetlights, before half of America had electricity in their homes. A concrete bank building so massive, so permanent, that engineers said it would stand for 1,000 years. 24 restaurants, 50 saloons, an opera house that brought singers from Europe, a stock exchange where miners traded shares like Wall Street traders. One man built his entire house out of 50,000 beer bottles because he could. That's how wealthy this town was. They built with beer, and nobody thought this was unusual. Everyone, every single person, believed Rhyolite would be the biggest city between Denver and San Francisco. Newspapers called it the Chicago of the West. For one brief moment, it worked. Real families lived here. Real children went to school here. Sarah Mitchell moved from Ohio in 1906 with her 3 kids, so certain this was forever that she planted a rose garden outside her front door in the Nevada desert. That's how much these people believed. They had a hospital, a newspaper, a public swimming pool in the middle of the desert. 3 trains arrived every day. The railroad company bet millions that Rhyolite would anchor the region for a century. Miners made $4 a day, double the national average. Saloons never closed. The money never stopped. At night, the desert lit up. Music drifted from the opera house. Poker games ran until sunrise. Whiskey flowed freely. For a few extraordinary years, this was the most exciting place in America. And then, October 1907, a bank in New York failed. Then another, then another. Within weeks, the entire country was in financial freefall. They called it the Panic of 1907, and it swept across America like wildfire through dry grass. In San Francisco and New York, the men funding Rhyolite's dream suddenly had nothing. The phone lines went quiet. The checks stopped coming. And here's the brutal truth about gold mines. They cost money to run, equipment, workers, dynamite. When the money stopped flowing in, the mines stopped. First the investors disappeared, then the shopkeepers. With no customers, staying meant starving. Then the families. Sarah Mitchell packed her 3 children into a wagon, left her rose garden, and never looked back. By 1908, the population had already dropped by half. That train station that cost millions to build, its last train came in 1910. There was nobody left to ride it. What happened next was faster than the boom and far more brutal. 1911, the post office closed. 1912, the last newspaper printed its final edition. 1913, they turned off the electricity. By 1916, there were exactly 3 people left in a city built for 20,000. 3 people in a city with an opera house. Then came the Scavengers. They stripped everything, not just furniture, but entire buildings, wood, bricks, metal pipes. They ripped copper wiring straight out of the walls. They took doors, they took windows, they took floors, except the bank. That concrete was too thick, too permanent, too stubbornly, pointlessly strong, so it still stands today, alone in the desert, a monument to everything these people believed and lost. Imagine being the very last family, walking out, locking a door, knowing, truly knowing, that no one would ever unlock it again. This is Rhyolite Today. People travel from across the world to walk these empty streets. Photographers chase the golden hour light through broken windows. The bottle house still stands. 50,000 glass bottles held together by mortar, stronger than buildings made of stone. The only house that survived everything. Those who have visited say it feels different from other ghost towns. It feels heavy, weighted, like the desert absorbed every dream that died here and never let them go. Death Valley is 30 minutes away, the hottest, most unforgiving landscape in North America, and right at its edge, a city that dared to exist. Rhyolite wasn't destroyed by fire, not by flood, not by war. It was destroyed by paper, by belief, by men in distant offices deciding the dream was finished, and here's what should keep you up at night. We still do this. We still build cities on hype. We still pour billions into the next big thing, certain that this time the boom will last forever. Las Vegas is 120 miles from Rhyolite, built on the same desert, built on the same kind of impossible belief, the same hunger, the same certainty that tomorrow will always be bigger than today. The only difference? Vegas is still betting it won't end. Rhyolite already knows how the story goes. The bank never closed. There's just no one left to open it.